the only goal you should be setting in order to achieve all other goals. Welcome to the Real on Manifestation podcast. This podcast bridges the gap between mystical and practical, making manifestation real, accessible, and achievable so you are an embodied, energetic match to actualize everything you desire. I'm Minerva, your manifestation coach and host, and I've manifested every single thing I have ever wanted, from dream homes, new levels of income, trips, clients, businesses, TV gigs, relationships, as well as winning jackpots and contests. But it's not about the tangible manifestations for me. It's about how you feel and who you be on the way to there. With 3 businesses, 2 kids, and marriage to my childhood sweetheart, one of my proudest manifestations is feeling balanced, spacious, and free in my ever-expanding reality. Creating and maintaining your dream life doesn't have to take force, but ease, and I'm excited to guide you through yours. In this space, you'll receive expert insights and proven tools and strategies you can apply immediately to start manifesting everything you ever want. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of The Real on Manifestation. I'm your host, Minerva Maharaj, and I'm so grateful you are here. Today, we're going to get into the number one goal, if not the only goal, you should be setting in order to achieve all other goals that you have in your heart, in your gut, that you're wanting to achieve. The reason this goal, I find, is the only goal is because when we set these tangible goals of 10K months, 20K in my account, 10 clients a month, 1,000 followers, when we set these tangible goalposts, things we can measure, it becomes the thing that makes us lose sight of what it is that we are here to do, what it is we are really here to accomplish, what it is we are really meant to make an impact and difference in other people's lives. And I'm not saying not to set these goals, but I'm saying we need to tweak our focus. And this focus on I'm going to offer you shortly will, in fact, make you achieve this goal or any goal you have and actually exceed it. So, for this moment, for this month, I'm going to challenge you. And this is something that I tweaked within myself. I was setting the monthly goals. I was setting the money goals. I was setting the enrollment goals, all of that. And in fact, when I took my foot off of the accelerator, my eyes off of that focus, and this will go against what other people might say, it's like what you focus on grows. You got to stay focused, keep your eye on the prize, all of that. There's a time and place for that. But in fact, when I was doing that, I was too fixated on the outcomes. I was too attached to the outcomes that in fact, it actually started pushing it away. It started constricting the flow of it coming into my life, showing up and manifesting. And it was restricting the impact that I wanted to make, that I was meant to make in teaching my students and coaching clients privately and coaching clients in the group, because I was so fixated on enrollment and deadlines and when they should come in and how many people signed up and how much money is in the bank account. Am I successful? Yada, yada. And yes, you achieve it. Yes, I've achieved it. But also when I did, it wasn't in the most satisfying, nourishing, fulfilling, abundant way. And that's what happens when people are like, I achieved the goal, but I felt kind of like blah. I kind of felt flat. I kind of felt like that's it. It's because we were so fixated on the outcomes. We're so fixated on the tangible part of it and how it looked. We thought how it would look would make us feel how it is we want to feel. Does that make sense? We were so fixated on the outcomes, thinking it will make us feel abundant, make us feel successful, make us feel like we're enough, make us feel like we have made it. And so then you achieve it, you fill the programs, you get the clients, you get the job, and you're like, man, what? That's it. Because the was on the wrong thing. And you can also prove to yourself that yes, what you focus on grows. Absolutely. You've also proved to yourself that you will achieve anything you put your mind to, but it's about what are we putting our mind to? So, this is the tweak I have for you. Instead of setting these external goals and having these external markers and goalposts, you're now going to set internal goalposts or a internal goalpost. What do I mean by an internal goalpost? Allow the goal to be how you are being, how authentic you are being, how brave you are being, how courageous you are, how much you believed in yourself, how much you believe in your vision, how much you stuck to your vision, how truthful you were to yourself, to your soul, to your mission, to your vision. How committed were you to your purpose and your passion versus how many people you got to sign up in a program or how much clients praised you? Setting an internal goalpost versus an external goalpost. When you set these external goalposts, you are setting yourself up for wavering confidence, wavering faith, wavering vision, wavering passion. And you're like, why don't I feel it? One day I feel it, another day I don't. You get that client feedback, you get that customer feedback, and some is good, and you feel like you're on top of the world. Yes, I'm doing what I did. I'm so proud of myself. And then you get a negative email or some constructive or negative feedback, and you're like, oh my God, I'm such a failure. I'm not getting anywhere. This is taking forever. I must be off on track. And then you go and you question yourself. That's what happens when you set these external goalposts. So we need to start taking your power back and start setting internal goalposts. When I started shifting this, I set goalposts and I do track what comes in. It was more also for me to celebrate more of what I see coming in. So I'm not saying don't track. I'm not saying have these goals, but just don't be so fixated on it. Instead of my focus being on 20K a month, I shifted to my internal goalpost to be I want to show up more confident this month. And I rated it on a scale 1 to 10. Where was I at the beginning of the month? A 5, a 6. And then I'm like, okay, my goal at the end of the month, I'm not going to check to see how much money came in. I'm not going to see, like, I'll see well how much came in and celebrate that, but that's not going to be my focus anymore. That's not going to be like what I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate how much I have grown internally, how much I have deepened in my conviction, in my confidence, in my faith in myself, how much more I believe in myself. I start tuning into what is it that really is going to take reaching my bigger goal and vision, fulfilling my purpose. And I'll tell you, because the things that really in 10 years of my coaching business and about 4 or 5 years of my coaching school, I will tell you this. When I didn't even have a certification, when I didn't even have the website up, when I didn't have my marketing message right, or the proper logo and the proper saying and I have so much still to this day spelling mistakes, and as you can tell, I don't speak proper grammar all the time, right? When I didn't have it perfect, when I didn't have it figured out, when I didn't have it done, the clients came in. The students enrolled in my school. I had registrations for my retreat. My second year of my coaching business, I think I start running retreats then. We're selling out. And I didn't even yeah, I sat down and figured out who's the ideal client, what are we gonna achieve, what are we gonna get, all that. But my confidence wasn't there yet. I didn't have any evidence of running any retreats. And I look back at those moments, and the first 3 months when I opened my coaching business, I didn't even have a certification or a website yet, and I got my first 3 clients. It was someone who was writing my business plan. It was a person when I walked into my new apartment and the superintendent, her and I start talking. She didn't see anything. She didn't see my website. I think I may have had a business card. I don't even remember. But the point is that I didn't have all of those things that we say we need to have in order to be successful, in order to get, in order to achieve. All of those things came because I was being me. I was showing up in full conviction, full truth of myself, full authenticity, full passion, full of what makes me come alive. And that's what people were feeling and seeing. And I guess students to this day that says, when I ask them, what made you sign up for Starseed Academy? Like, I don't know. It was just you. Like when I talked to you on the call, or I saw your video, or I listened to your podcast, it's just something about you. So it's that intangible thing. It's the energy that people feel. That is what's attracting. And that's what we need to start tracking within ourselves. So, yeah, it's fine and dandy to track, set those goals, set it and let it. But we are not even tracking who we are being, how we are feeling. And then we expect other people, the external, the clients, our peers in the industry, and audiences online to fulfill and satisfy that for ourselves, to tell us we're good, to tell us we're enough, to hire us so we can feel like what we're doing is paying off and we're actually successful and going somewhere. But that is not the real goal, at least not anymore. At least if you want to actually feel like you are living out your purpose, making a true impact, because that true impact will come from when you set these internal goals, when you are assessing yourself and tuning into yourself and doing the inner work and building yourself up, working on your faith, working on your conviction, working on your confidence, working on the internal part of you, your being, who you are being, how you're showing up, and those intangible factors and qualities of you that honestly can't be taught, but only comes from experience and only from being and sitting with yourself. And too often we look for the certifications and coaches and programs to fill that and fix that for us. But all it needs is your time and attention on yourself. So start setting these inner goalposts. Every month, what is your inner goal? To increase your confidence, to show up more authentically. And then when you're like, okay, I'm kind of showing up, then you put out something, you put out a post, you go to a job interview, you start your business. And instead of like, oh, I thought I would have 2 clients by the end of the month, you could be like, how much did I show up authentically? How true was I? How committed and trusting was I of my vision of myself? Because that, I promise you, when you work on that, you focus on that, that increases the law of increase. What you focus on will expand, but we need to start focusing on that seed that we've planted and nurture that within. So that flows, fills up your cup, that flows and overflows. And that's what's going to seed out, and that's what's going to get out to other people, and allow that to fuel your actions, your thinking, and the things that you are going to do to bridge what you know internally, your vision, your desire, your purpose, and bridge that onto this 3D earth world to say the right things, write what you need to write, do what you need to do, go where you need to go, speak to the right people, and to open up and receive from the people who are going to benefit from you. So that's my gift for you today. Set the inner goalposts, put the external goalposts off to the side, because you are thinkers, you are doers, you are achievers, you are focused. You're going to set that. I'm not saying don't, but don't let that be in the forefront and what you focus on, especially if you're feeling like you're not getting where you want to be and things are kind of slow. There's too much restriction, too much of a chokehold on what you want. So you need to loosen up the grip and you need to shift focus and shift it on what it is also that really matters and what's actually going to get you places. So the more you start setting that inner goalpost and allow that to be your marker and see that grow, see that bloom, see that overflow, and that will fuel everything else that you need to do that will then also attract onto you what it is that you desire and deserve and help you carry out your mission and make that greater impact. So I hope that speaks to you. I would love to hear from you. Let me know on Instagram how this speaks to you, or leave a review and subscribe. And I love hearing from you. Honestly, it makes my heart melt when someone says, I listened to your podcast. I taught a retreat last week and someone said it. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even realize. So, you may think we know, but we really would love to hear. And I say we, anyone who does this work and goes out and puts themselves out there. I really want to know that this impacts you. So please let me know. I really appreciate it. And if you're around in the Durham area in Ontario, I have my retreat, Live Your Light, happening in 1 week on June 14th. And then I also have the Manifest Vortex, where you can get weekly support, where we tweak your being, your mindset, your emotions, your energy, your spirituality, and bring that all into alignment. And you get tips like this, but even deeper. And we have a live group call as well every month, as well as the weekly drops, so that you are living out your true dream life in a meaningful way and feel fulfilled and satisfied in every area of your life. So that's what the Manifest Vortex is about. It's just $55 a month right now. So I would jump in, and you can cancel anytime, but I hope you don't cancel. So I hope to see you soon in some shape or form. If not, I'll see you next time.